Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy, the Big Four, from the Big Four Sports Podcast, my bad. And today, hope you're having a lovely Tuesday, August 4th, 2020. Today, I'm going to be going over the Big Four Daily Slate and our daily topic of the day. Let's just hop right into it. Alright, the Big Four Daily Slate for today. The Bucks look to bounce back against the Brooklyn Nets. The Bucks just dropped a game against the Rockets in which they blew an 8-point lead with 3 minutes left, so they're going to look to bounce back from that game. The Mavericks are primed to win their first matchup in the bubble against the Kings. Kings haven't looked very good in Orlando. The Mavericks need a win to just shore up that 7th seed, and they're going to be able to get that probably against the Kings. The Suns are looking to win 3 straight against the loaded Clippers. I'm happy for my Suns. They've been playing really well. They fought against the Mavericks and the refs on Sunday night, and they're going to be playing the Clippers. It's not a given, but they did beat the Clippers earlier in the year, so you got to watch out for that. And then we have the Magic and the Pacers. They're playing for seeding positions because the Magic are the 7th seed right now, and the Pacers are I think they're the 4 or 5 seed, so they're just trying to make sure they get their position set. They don't want to be down the list. The Celtics and the Heat are going to clash. It's going to be a little bit of like gritty play, defensive, a lot of threes, a lot of defense. It should be a good game. Celtics coming off a win and the Heat coming off a loss to the Raptors. So it should be a really good game. The Rockets are looking to win 3 straight games as they take on the Trailblazers. Trailblazers have been playing all right. You can never count them out with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, but the Rockets have been playing really well with the small ball, and there's no stopping them until I've seen it, you know what I mean? The Diamondbacks start their series against the Astros. The Diamondbacks haven't been playing really well this year. I'm confident that they can turn it around a little bit, but they're playing the Astros, and they haven't played well this year. The Astros haven't, which I'm glad because they cheated, obviously, and they don't deserve to do well. So we'll see how that goes. I hope they sweep them, but probably going to tie the series 2-2. And then the Twins look to continue hot start against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Twins are now 7-2. They are my pick for the World Series. So I before the season started, I picked Twins and Dodgers, and I have the Dodgers winning in 5 games with Cody Bellinger being the World Series MVP. So the Twins look to continue. I think I have them beating the Yankees in the AL Championship. So we'll see. So that's the Big Four daily slate. We got some good basketball games on today. We got some solid baseball games on today, and I can't wait to watch some basketball and some baseball today. It should be fun. But into the main topic for today, the daily topic. You might get a little glimpse with this Kevin Durant, Oklahoma City Thunder jersey. Today, I'm going to be doing the NBA's top 10 most dominant players when healthy in the NBA and why I think they're at that position. So if you erase all injuries from across the league, they're not injured, they're fully healthy, and you can count on them not to get injured for a season. Who am I going to take? 1 through 10. Let's have it do it. Number 1, we're going to go 10 through 1. Number 10, Luka Doncic. All right, so I think everyone knew that Luka was going to be special coming into the draft in 2018. If you didn't, you're just kind of like not sure about the unknowns because he was in Europe, but he's playing professionally at the age of like 14, 15 in Europe, so he's got experience. The kid's special talent. He's almost averaging a triple-double. He's in his 2nd year in the league, only 20 years old, and he's got a lot of room for improvement over the next couple of years, and I just think his overall game is going to get better, and if I would take him right now at number 10. He could move up to number 6, 7 next year because he's just super special, and the Mavericks made a great pick in 2018, changed the franchise for a long time to come, if you ask me. At number 9, Paul George. Paul George, when healthy, is a top 10 player. I don't care what anyone says. People can argue this, that, and the other. I think Paul George is a top 10 player. I have him at 9, right over Luka. But yeah, he can hit threes. He can lock up your best player. He can drive to the paint. He can get to the free throw line. He brings intensity. I think he's just an all-around player. He can kind of do everything, and he hasn't made it out of the first round in a long time, but he's on not a very good Indiana team. And then him and Westbrook couldn't get it done against the Jazz or the Trailblazers back-to-back years in the first round in 2018 and 2019. But now that he's on the Clippers, he has a good chance at winning a championship, and I'm proud for him. I'm happy for him. At number 8, I have Russell Westbrook. Now, Russell Westbrook's my favorite player in the NBA, besides Devin Booker, because Devin Booker's my favorite player. Russell Westbrook's my second favorite player. I love everything he brings to the game of basketball. He brings intensity. He brings energy. He brings gritty play. He brings solid defense. He brings great leadership. And he's a great motivator. I think he's very underrated. I think he is a top 10 player. I think if you leave him off of a top 10, that's just kind of crazy in my opinion. He won the MVP in OKC. He averaged a triple-double for 3 straight seasons. No one's ever averaged that. I mean, 3 straight seasons, that will probably never happen ever again. He's just an ultimate team player. He gets passes. He assists. He scores the ball. He rebounds. He can do everything. And he's the main reason why the Rockets are playing so well with the small ball. When they traded Capella, it kind of elevated Westbrook's game because he doesn't have to worry about a big guy in the middle of the paint. So he can score in the paint and he can grab rebounds. So I think I'd take Westbrook at number 8 when healthy. And he is healthy, so. At number 7, I have James Harden. You could put him a little higher. I like James Harden a lot. I think he's like probably the best scorer we've had since Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I think just the way he's so crafty in the way that he gets his points. He can light you up from 3, and he can also drive to the paint, and he can get to the line. He gets to the line a lot. His handles are really, really crafty. He's getting better on defense. He's gotten better. He had 6 steals in the game against the Bucks the other night, which was super impressive to me because he's never a defensive first guy, but he had 6 steals. And so I think overall, I'll take James Harden. If I need a bucket late in the fourth quarter, he's probably a top 3 player. But overall game, factoring in defense and offense, I'll put him at number 7. At number 6, I have Anthony Davis. You could put him higher. I totally get that. But I have him at number 6 just based on the fact that when healthy, that's the thing. Like, when healthy, he's a great player. You can't count on him to be healthy all the time. He's usually injured 2 or 3 times a year. When he's healthy, he reminds me of a Karl Malone. He can score the ball. He can rebound. He can protect the paint, block. He can play at the rim. Anthony Davis has always been the best big man since he came into the league. It's just facts. Like, you really haven't had someone that's been as dominant as him. And I think I can even make a case he's played better than LeBron this year. Now, there's different aspects. LeBron, he passes more. He gets teammates more involved. But Anthony Davis more rebounds and scores the ball and blocks shots. So I'd say Anthony Davis had a better year than LeBron. But, yeah, that addition made the Lakers an automatic contender. And I think having number 6 is fair. At number 5, I have Stephen Curry. Now, I have Curry at 5 because you can never count him out in a game. So, like, if the Warriors... This is where I can compare Stephen Curry to Patrick Mahomes in the way that they can come back. Like, if the Warriors are down by 20 at halftime, you can't always count them out with him and Klay healthy. Him and Klay Thompson healthy, you cannot, because they can shoot themselves back into the game. They could be down 20 and they'll be up by 2 5 minutes later because they can just shoot out the chip, you know what I mean? And Curry, he's just a playmaker. He can hit the crazy 3-pointers that a lot of guys can't. He hits half courts. He's got good layup package. I mean, he's a 2-time MVP, unanimous MVP at that. He's always played well in the playoffs and then in the finals. So he's never won a Finals MVP, but we'll get into why he didn't win a Finals MVP. At number 4, I have LeBron James. I know a lot of people will probably get mad at me. Oh my gosh, LeBron's the best player in the league. I don't think he is anymore. If you asked me 6 years ago, I'm putting LeBron number 1. There's no second thought about it. But his age, and you can't blame him. Age is father time's undefeated. It's going to come to you at some point. But I think LeBron is still a great player, top 4 player. He's averaging 25, 8, and 11 assists right now this season. So which is really, really well. Most assists he's ever had in his career, and he leads the league in assists. So that's super cool for LeBron to do that. But I think of this defensively, he did clamp up Kawhi and Paul George. I'll give him that. He has gotten better defensively after the restart. But offensively, he might not necessarily be the guy I go to anymore, like in the clutch situations. But trust me, LeBron definitely is still a talent, but I can't put him over the next three players because it just doesn't really work in my book. And number 3, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now I have the Greek Freak here because he's amazing. The Giannis is just he can literally force will. He can dunk on anyone. He can drive to the paint. You're not stopping him. He's even extended his range to the 3-point range. He can shoot threes now. He can grab rebounds. He can block shots. He's even in conversation for Defensive Player of the Year this year. It's between him and Anthony Davis, in my opinion, and he might win it, which is crazy because of how good his offense is. He's already that good defensively. The only reason I don't have him at 1 or 2 is because of the shooting. The straight shooting, like if I'm in a game, I'm down by 1 with 3 seconds left, and I need to give like a fadeaway turnaround or a 3-pointer, I'm not going to go to Giannis. Giannis is more of like, I might throw an inbounds alley-oop or like a backdoor cut where he can just dunk it, but I'm not going to trust him to shoot the ball. His defense is getting better, but it hasn't been all that before. So I'll put Giannis at number 3. At number 2, I got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year previously, 2 times Finals MVP with 2 teams, Spurs and Raptors. I don't know, just what I saw from him in the playoffs last year. He had one of the most historic playoff runs I've ever seen in my life. He's the only guy to ever hit a Game 7 game winner in the playoffs at the buzzer against the Sixers, which was crazy. And before that, the Raptors could never even make it to the finals. Like, they would always run into LeBron, which helped that LeBron went to the West and to the Lakers. But they always had trouble making it to the finals. He did it, and they won against the Warriors. I know they didn't have the number 1 player on the list, but, you know, you still got to give them credit for what they did because they still had Curry, Clay for most of the games, and Draymond and Iguodala and all of them. So you got to give them credit. Kawhi this year has been great. He's been Kawhi. If he wins another Finals MVP, he's a top 15, top 20 player of all time in my opinion because no one just does that. He'd be the first one to ever do that. Win a Finals MVP on 3 teams. I mean, and he's only like 26. He's not very old. He's not 26. He's like 28 or something like that. He's not very old. But yeah, you gotta watch out for Kawhi to take that number 1 spot soon. But at number 1, we have Kevin Durant. When healthy, I couldn't put anyone over Durant. Durant's 7 foot tall. He can shoot over anyone. I mean, literally anyone. He can drive. He can throw it down. His mid range is deadly. His defense is amazing. It's top 3, top 5 defense in the league over the last years. And once he joined Golden State, his defense got a lot better. Yep. And I don't know. I just feel like he's clutch in the playoffs. You saw the shots he hit against the Cavaliers in the finals. Just clutch. He's a clutch shooter. He always has been. And like I said, if I'm down by 1 with 3 seconds left, the number 1 guy is Kevin Durant. Second's Kawhi, but number 1's Kevin Durant. I'm gonna go to Kevin Durant for a fadeaway mid range or something, or a wide open 3 because that's who I have the most trust in and the most confidence in. And he might lock up Kawhi or LeBron on the other end. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, I'm gonna go Kevin Durant. I hope you enjoyed the podcast today. Let me know if you agree with the list, what you're looking forward to. I should be having my next podcast come out tomorrow. We'll be discussing some other stuff, Daily Slate. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the episode of the Big Four podcast, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.